Did you think we had some of the typical conventions of a film noir?
I think you certainly did, because the costumes were very well thought out. Your lead characters, particularly female characters, wore appropriate dress. You also had a character smoking, which is a convention of noir. So I thought that was very good. And obviously the location of the Hartlepool Historic Quay was, a great location to go and film your sequence, and it fitted in. I mean, there was the odd time when in your framing you had kind of a radiator and things, but unfortunately that couldn't be helped. But you did try your best, and I thought the location was great and the costumes were great as well.
Do you think the sound titles and the mise en scène were appropriate for a film noir set in the 1940s?
I think certainly did. The soundtrack was very, well created. It suited the pace. I liked the narration as well, because obviously that added to the storyline, so we understood what was going on. Obviously there was a little twist to the storyline, which was your enigma that you wanted to create, and the titles were used appropriately, and I think suited the genre as well.
What did you really like about the sequence?
I think my most favourite bit about your sequence was your close attention to the mise en scène. I think your location was great. Obviously it showed that you took it upon yourselves to go out and ask, for permission to use the historic quay. So I think that fitted, brilliantly. And the costumes were really well planned, and the hair and the makeup really suited the genre as well. So it showed that you'd really thought about the conventions from the initial research you did in the pre-production stages of your coursework.
Did you feel you understood the storyline?
I think, as I hinted to earlier on, I think you understood what was going on, but there was still that element of mystery. If you'd have given it all away in the first 2 minutes, why would I want to continue watching your film? So I think you fulfilled the brief in the fact that you did create enough enigma, and we did understand the kind of, the detective, and the fact that it was quite attractive to a lot of the female characters. I think we got that through the narration and through the camera work that you used as well.
If we did this again, do you think we could improve in any way?
I think the main issue that, after watching your film, that I felt was some of the camera work was slightly shaky. I don't know if it was a windy day, I don't know if the tripod was set up correctly, but I think if some of the shots had been steadier, and maybe use more of a variety of shot as well, it would have been interesting. But I mean, on the whole, it was a really good sequence, and I think, again, the strengths of the mise en scène, the attention to detail, and the complex narrative.
Do you think we had some of the typical conventions of a film noir?
Yes, we filmed the black and white like most films, like Kiss Me Deadly and Sunset Boulevard. But also you challenged the typical conventions as well.
Did you think the sounds, titles and the mise en scène were appropriate for a film noir set in the 1940s?
Yeah, the jazz and bass was typical convention of the time, and it accurately resembled like the style in which it was portrayed and stuff.
What did you really like about the sequence?
It was how it showed the relationship between the characters and the detectives and partners. And the detective had a past with a girlfriend, so I thought that was interesting.
Did you feel you understood the storyline?
Yeah, very well. It was easily laid out in its sequences.